Larry Hogan is facing an uphill battle to win the U.S. Senate seat, given Democrats outnumber registered Republicans 2-1 in Maryland. Today, Hogan touring businesses in the area, and we caught up with one of the co-chairs of the Dems for Hogan coalition to learn why he believes Marylanders should send Hogan to Washington. Inside this deli, it's a packed house. Usually crowds flock here for the piled high pastrami sandwiches, but this time people are clamoring for a chance to meet and take a photo with Larry Hogan.
I really wanted to support what Larry Hogan is doing.
Sitting with Hogan at the table, former state senator Bobby Zirkin. Zirkin, a Democrat and co-chair of the Dems for Hogan coalition. He says one of the biggest reasons he's backing someone from across the political aisle has to do with what's happening across the globe.
The issue that is driving that for me is the war in Israel right now.
In his office, Zirkin says this race is personal, and he believes Hogan is the right candidate for this job.
Larry Hogan will be Israel's closest friend in the United States Senate. He and John Fetterman. They will be the two best friends of the state of Israel. I am certain of that. And that's what we need right now.
But it's not just Hogan's Israeli foreign policy that drew Zirkin to back the former governor. It's more than 2 decades of experience in Annapolis and working with Hogan along the way.
In my 21 years in Annapolis, I found that good ideas come from both sides of the aisles.
I mean, he's going to have to get Democratic support if he wants to win this race. Do you think that'll happen?
I do. Anybody that watched him for his 8 years knows that he is a true moderate bipartisan.
The Senate race is garnering national attention. Just last week, Vice President Kamala Harris stumped for Democratic candidate for Senate Angela Alsobrooks. It's also attracting big money. The National Republican Senatorial Committee stepping in too.
Senator Daines is 100% behind our race. We're one of the highest priority races for the NRSC.
Will that come with funding?
That comes with funding, yeah.
With control of the U.S. Senate on the line, super PACs and mega donors are pouring in cash. Hogan's opponents are quick to point to an abortion bill he vetoed while in office. The plan would have allowed nurses and midwives to perform abortions. After lawmakers overrode that veto, Hogan withheld funding for the program. But Zirkin says he was there when it happened.
That was a scope of practice bill. That had nothing to do with abortion access. So
But it's turning into an abortion access.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Beyond politics, Zirkin says Hogan is a good person and says with partisan divides getting deeper, Zirkin argues Washington needs Hogan.
These folks in Washington seem to spend most of their time figuring out how to score political points against the other party instead of figuring out how to solve problems for the people that put them there in the first place. And if everybody thinks that that's a problem, but you keep voting for somebody based on the color, then you're never going to change the dynamic down there. And you've got to start somewhere, right? And Larry is the perfect person to start with.
And that's why he says he'll be talking with people along the way on the trail, working to help the former governor, Larry Hogan, overcome the odds and end up in Washington.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.